Hi, Dr. Deepa Shetty here again, and I am a health coach. Today, I am going to take a topic which was asked in my comment section by one of my friend, which was about ego. Now, let's understand what is ego all about. We all have heard this word ego on and off. In terms of when we are talking to our friends or when we are talking to our relatives, we always say that how egoistic are you and you're not able to listen to us. How egoistic are you that you are not able to see what point of view I want to put forward. So in a very smaller way, we all know what is ego about. Ego is about somebody who is thinking himself too great or too superior than others, and that's when we really feel that how egoistic this person is. So, where we speak about self worth, self importance, and respecting ourselves, when it goes out of proportion, then it comes under then it is put for, then it becomes something which is not healthy for you. So, in that term, we use ego as an adjective to address such people. Actually, ego is very good when it is because it is something where you are feeling it's something which is self pride. You're feeling proud of yourself, and which is not bad. Only things, anything out there is never bad unless it remains in a proportion and it doesn't go in any of the ends. I mean, if you are going to over exaggerate yourself or you're going to over exhalate yourself, you're going to go into unhealthy state, or you're going to if you're going to self sabotage yourself and you're not going to consider yourself worth it also, there is no self worth, that also is an unhealthy state. So balance and a proportion which is healthy for you and others is something which will always help. When I was growing up, I had got stuck into whether it is ego which is making you you feel like this, or it is a self-respect. Should I be speaking for myself? If I speak, will I look like an egoistic, or is it not important to respect myself? So why is it perceived as ego? Many times I used to feel like that. If I used to stand for something which I believed, people used to really think that you are coming from an ego. So let's understand this for our own self. What others think about you largely depends upon your non-verbal. How are you trying to communicate yourself to other largely depends upon your non-verbal. If same words and same lines you use with a good tonality and with a smile on your face, or with an expression which tells that I am trying to communicate with you, will not go in the way what others are perceiving. So what others are perceiving very much depends not only on your words but also on your non-verbal. So that is a complete different thing, how people are perceiving you. But let's understand how, what is that I can understand. Is it coming from my ego, or is it coming from my respect for myself? Ego always is self admiration of your own self to a very large extent, so much so that you feel superior than others. Wherein you feel that you are perfect, you don't have any faults, and that's why you always keep yourself upper than others and nothing else matter. And this usually springs from a underline quench out there for attention. Somebody who has who wants to be center of attention usually throws such kind of non-verbal. Somebody who feel I have some fault and want to disguise it or want to hide it always comes up with a superiority complex over others so that nobody questions them. At times people are, at times people are somebody who are really achieved in their life and who are worth to be respected by not only by themselves but by others, but that they don't have to ask. That always shows up and that always is given without asking. Like, I respect my teacher. That's something I don't have to, the teacher doesn't have to tell me. The values that teacher has inculcated in me, the way the teacher has guided me makes me respect it. So egoistic people always think themselves superior than others, and you will see them talking a lot about themselves in a way and throwing an attitude out there which tells you that I'm superior than you. So when it becomes too much I, If it becomes too much I, then it becomes ego. And even when your child is achieving something and you say he achieved it because he's my child, that also becomes ego. So when it is everything out there, you're including in yourself for your admiration or for your self-worth or for making you superior, everything out there is more about you, then it becomes egoistic. Whereas self-respect is something wherein I value myself and I value you also. I value the virtue of you and I value the virtue of me also. There is always an inclusion of others with respect to you as well as them. You will be somebody who will be listening to them very empathetically and understanding them in a point of view of trying to grow within yourself, also inspiring them to grow. The self respect not only helps you to respect yourself in terms of in your own eyes, but respect yourself in terms of in others eyes also, because you are somebody who is not trying to gain anything from a relationship except for what you can really do in the relationship to enhance it, whether it is your child's, whether it is your colleagues, whether it is in profession. What am I doing to enhance this relationship, learn from it, and grow? Ego always thinks that I know it all. Ego always believe my belief is the right, the perfect belief. No other ideas are perfect, and I'm not going to listen to them. What else? I mean, they don't know what they're speaking. Ego will always come from there, whereas self-respect will come from this point of view. I know this person doesn't know at times, but I can help them to learn and grow, and they can be also standing in a shoes where I am today. Ego never try to understand others. Self-respect always puts ourselves into their shoes and try to understand them. So along with the admiration for self, there is an admiration for others when you're trying to respect yourself, because your respect for yourself will not only come by your virtues and your strengths, but it will also come the way you are able to inspire others to really get in touch with their strength and their faults. When you're able to see, I had learned when I was really learning, my pathy, my medical field, and my patients. I understood, my patient taught me more than I could have learned in the college, because from them I could see how people can get stuck in their own belief system, and how when I try to be an instrument out there to see them their own vicious circles which is making them sick, it helps me to become respect myself for more. So it is always first understanding yourself, first respecting yourself, first being aware of your own self, first loving yourself, not to the extent of narcissism wherein you love yourself so much that others are not considered, but here it is getting aware, getting conscious about your own self, and then extending it to others to gain the same thing what you could gain. So there, I am not trying to gain anything from the relationship in terms of what I have in this whole relationship in return, but what I can give in this whole relationship and what I could learn and grow. So it's all about first getting an understanding and getting a hang and getting aware of your own self, and then extending it to others. Ego can never take criticism. If somebody criticizes them, the first thing happens is they attack with their reaction. They get angry, they get hyper attitude, and there will be so much of chaos around them, so much of stress around them, because they become so angry when you try to attack. Most of the time when you encounter an angry person, there will always be ego behind it, because you attacked his ego. You attacked him as a person, he's thinking about himself. Whereas self-respect will take this criticism, if it is a healthy one, to construct himself. There can be constructive criticism also. And if it is going to distract himself, ignore it, because that's not what you are. So self-respect knows to take criticism in a healthy way. That's how we all can grow, and that's how we all are supposed to help others grow too. ego will always come in terms of hierarchy. I am the one and there's nobody equal to me. I am superior and there will be more superior than me. I look up to them. But others are inferior than me. Whereas self-respect will come with an equality. I am who I am and what they are who they are. And I am the one who can get in touch with my own self. And I am the one who can help and grow with others in the same scenario. So I always, when I try to really, understand or try to really understand something out there, I always see people whom I don't consider had anything in them which can demolish themselves or sabotage themselves or anybody else out there. Like Buddha, he is one of the, I would say, one somebody I look up to so much. Whenever I want to go back and read whatever was said by somebody out there who was in sync with his own self, I always go and read Buddha. Buddha had this whole thing about leaving his kingdom because he had everything, from the richness to the success, everything at his food, but he preferred to leave everything and go because he saw suffering, and he said, if I have everything, then why there is a suffering? Preferred to leave, go in a state with himself alone, get aware of himself, get in touch with himself, and he got enlightenment where he really understood the cause of suffering in the world. And from there, he didn't stay with himself. He went ahead and imparted it to the world. That's how we all have to really, I would say every one of us have a Buddha in us. So we all have to really get in touch with our own self, the unique, authentic self of us, which is not been, you know, uh, covered or layered by the dirt of the memories which we have in childhood, which had destroyed the thought processes which have been embedded on us, the surrounding wherein we took a lot of things which was not us. When we try to clean all of those layers over us, and we become not what we are thinking and what our thoughts are, but what we are, and then the thoughts can be in alignment with them. So we are sum total of what we think. So please, like we clean our system every day by eating and then really cleaning our system in different way, whether it is a brushing of teeth or taking bath or cleaning our whole body in physical body in a way so that we remain hygienic, it's very important to clean your mind too. The thought process which are not helping you to grow and which are going to make you in a ground which is not very which is very shaky, it's important to level it up and get a surface which will help you to interact with your own self lovingly and with others too. Saying so, I hope I cleared it across what ego is all about, and we all know how we can respect ourselves and respect others also. Thank you. See you again. Do like, subscribe, and share. I would like to hear anything else you would want to hear from me. Thank you. See you again.